First and foremost, want to welcome back my guy Tone. Love it. You were missed, my friend. But I must start my program out listening to Rob Ellis and Tone DeShields on a Thursday talking about the Niner game still. I'm telling you, man, Eagle fans took a kick in the nuts. You know why? I think it rocked you. I don't really think it rocked the team. Because Jason Kelce and that leadership in that building is known. They were winning games just on borrowed time. They knew that, get this, you're not going to run into. Trying to make a case for the Dallas Cowboys and listening to Eagle broadcasters and fans trying to make a case for the Cowboys. That team is not the San Francisco 49ers. They are not the Niners. They only act like the Niners. Get over this. You got a must-win game Sunday. Nobody cares about the San Francisco game anymore. Did it point out deficiencies? Good teams do that. Howie Roseman was more exposed than the team. Let me give you a for instance. Prior to me open up the show here, I heard Tone ask Rob a question. How much are they paying? And they're prorating a 1.5. That's what they were paying TJ Edwards last year. Do you know if you add up all the money that you're making for all these land of misfit toy linebackers that you signed, every guy you have on your roster has been cut. Every guy comes out to $6 million. Why didn't you just sign Edwards? Why didn't you just sign Edwards and play Dean at the Sam? Analytics. Hey, counting your pennies and nickels is going to cost you a Super Bowl. That is not a Super Bowl football team. It's a Super Bowl offense. No shot at getting, right now, your current state, you have no shot to get to Vegas. None. I'm going to give you a stat here. This is an all-year thing. And you tell me if this is not trends. Do you know who is the worst sack team in the National Football League on third down? The Eagles. Do you know who the worst third down conversion defensively? What team is in the NFL? It's the Eagles. Teams are completing 50% of third down conversions on you. This is for the year. This ain't for 5 weeks. This is for the year. Where are you getting better? Poor corner play. No turnovers. Sue goes stats. No. Trends. Okay, so let's take Sue's comment here for a second. Only stats. No, it's not. It's who you are. You're the worst team. Last year, you were getting home and getting to the quarterback in a historic rate. Now you're the worst on third down. Hassan Reddick was a machine on third down sacks last year. Not this year. As a unit, you're the worst. You're the worst on surrendering first downs on third down. This is all year, not 5 weeks. And now you put into play your run defense is deteriorating in front of you? That thing's horrible. That looks like a bad defense right now. I don't know if you could. Shaq Leonard's not fixing that. Okay? He's not. This is going, hey, how many weeks are you going to use the excuse? Hey, guess what? We haven't played our best ball. Yes, you have. You're never going to play any better than what you have all year. Hey, get this. Is that game against San Francisco an indictment on your year? Absolutely no. Are you still the second best team in the NFC? I'm not sure that's a big deal. You know, you guys are going like this to me. Well, we're the second best team in the league. A 6-6 Bills team took you to overtime with nothing except Josh Allen. You get into an NFC title game. No wonder Deebo Samuel was laughing at you guys. I watched the 22 last night. I couldn't believe how horrific the tackling was. Now, again, is that team on Sunday the team you're going to see this coming Sunday? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Dallas is not in that category. So you can take your 10-2 record as you roll into this week, whatever. So how could you be the best team in the league? You mean you have the best record in the NFC and in the league? You're not the best team. Best team is in the Bay Area, and I'm talking about the left Bay. When healthy. That's a big deal for San Francisco. Brock Purdy's not the same guy. A couple players are off that team. Hey, Deebo Samuel, as I said yesterday, was the NFC Player of the Week. You take him off the field and Trent Williams, he looks pretty common. Eagles are the best when healthy? I'm not so sure about that. No, you're not. You don't match up with San Francisco's defense. You only match up with their offense. Are you under some sort of, guys, if you're healthy on defense, you're in the same league as a football team that values linebackers, corners, safeties, and edge rushers and D tackles? Are you really? They beat the shit out of your so-called number one offense. As a unit, they crushed you. 46 yards rushing. Jalen looked terrible. Again, you watched the 22. There were wide open throws. There were at least 11. He missed them. Again, you're not going to run into a team like that to the NFC title game. Now, I want to bring this back before we move into the topics here, though. We haven't even got to the topics yet. You know, Tone and Rob were talking about San Fran. I'm kind of hitting on it a little bit here because it's kind of like a crossover to get ready for Dallas. Don't let one loss and don't let one ass whooping cost you 2 games. How many times you see a team get the shit kicked out of them and you've been thinking about it so long, all of a sudden, you roll into week 2 and you get beat again. That's what happens when you start playing the gauntlet. And you got teams back to back to back to back. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, people go, Dallas hasn't played anybody. Great. If you're a Cowboy fan and you're killing them like you did a year ago, you didn't play anybody a year ago, and they killed everybody. Believe me, I still think Dallas has 2 more losses at minimum coming up under schedule. Because you know why? Say it again. Arizona. I think Dallas could beat you and lose 2 more games. I'm confident they're going to lose 2 more games. Confident. You're the worst pass rushing defense on 3rd down in the league when you dominated the league at that last year. You're giving up 50% on third down. Your corner play has been brutal. Do you think you have to win the rest of your games to secure home field? That Ravens game is still on the docket for San Francisco. That's why San Francisco's making a big push for Zach Ertz. You know why? They don't want Zach Ertz in Baltimore. They want Zach Ertz on their team. They don't want him in Baltimore. Now, is Zach Ertz 5 years ago? No, but he's better than anything they have in the building right now. We're going to do some advantages for Sunday's game. We're also going to take a look at Howie Roseman. Again, I think he did a poor job retooling the defense this year. Outside of Jalen Carter, it's been a train wreck. Has it not? It's funny, Sills. These clowns in here can't accept reality. Usually the ones that don't know shit about ball and played Pop Warner football. Joseph, here's the thing, though. You got to remember something about San Francisco. Here's where I think they have an advantage, Philly. If Philly loses a couple players on offense, I still think Hurts can get them across the finish line. If San Fran loses a couple guys, I don't think Purdy can get them across the finish line. This is going to be about the war of attrition. This may not be about roster and who's the best roster. How many times have we seen a team that's the best roster in the NFL? You shake your head and you go, damn, Dallas could lose to Miami? No question. Personally, I think Dallas's corners are overrated. I think their safeties are good. Okay? I think their safeties are good. This is going to come down to who's healthy, who wins the NFC between San Fran and Philly. Could Shaq Leonard make a difference? He's an upgrade right now over everything you have. I don't think Zach Cunningham's horrible, but we're not really with a high barometer here. Again, every guy you have in your linebacker group has been cut. A guy you started against the Niners, you just waived yesterday. Think about that. How does Christian Ellis go from being a starter to being on the street? That's all you need to know about your linebacker room. You usually cut special teams guys, not starters. And someone goes, Sills, he's not that good. No shit. No shit. By the way, I hope they re-sign him to the practice squad because I'd love to have him on special teams. I don't think the guy's a horrible player. He's just not a starter, Christian Ellis. Dude, you need players. You don't have to. Once again, I think people don't understand this. Half the league is undrafted players. This is an every year thing with the Cowboys. 2,000 babies are still waiting for a Super Bowl, the greatest regular season team. Yeah, you know who they are? They're the Philadelphia 76ers. The Cowboys are the Sixers. Put up a nice 50-win regular season, put up some nice stats, have some MVP conversation, get bounced in the opening round. What's different? Tone? Anyone? Anything different? Cowboys and Sixers are the same people. Bounced in the opening round. Great regular season. Put up good numbers and get bounced. I don't know. Looked the same to me. They need to bring the RPO back. They're never going to bring the RPO back. It's analytic people getting their head out of their ass. By the way, I want to show you something. I got to show you guys this. So I'm laying in bed, and I know some of you, again, watch me do this. Tone doesn't know because he was off. So look at this. I'm not going to give you the number here because I want to make sure I protect Frank. But look at this. Frank's talking to me all morning. Okay? About how they do business in Philly. Here. Right there, Frank. Okay? And you know what he said about the analytics guy? And I sent this to Seth yesterday. He goes, the analytic guys send us all the intel. We put our game plan together off it. How do you know Brian Johnson and Sean Desai are good coordinators? Off of other people's work. How? I'm not blaming Brian Johnson and Sean Desai anymore. How do you know that? Like I said, let's go here. As a general rule, analytic guys give coaches the analytical information for every game. They build it off of someone else's work on looking and breaking down the tape. That's why Rashad Penny's not playing. Because the analytic guys don't want him playing. I appreciate you being real. I work the night shift. Thank you, Terry. I'm usually asleep, but I listen to your show every night at work. Thanks for the... Hey, dude, that's awesome, and I can't thank you enough, Terry. God bless you. Happy holidays. You guys are blaming the wrong people. The analytics guys are breaking down the Cowboys, not Nick Sirianni, Brian Johnson. Now, according to Frank, I'm laying in bed this morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Frank's texting me. By the way, you understand that once the game plan's put together, the analytic guys and the coaches come together. What would the analytic guys, why would I need their input once the game plan's installed? I've been saying it over the past few weeks. I think we've been pointing at the wrong dudes. So get this. The analytic guys are at the front end on putting the game plan together. Okay? Then at the back end, they all talk about the game plan. They're setting the deck. And so why would Nick Sirianni, again, I don't want to rehash anything with Doug. I'm not going to go there, but like Seth said yesterday, late in the show, this is why Doug walked. Barb, what's Frank doing at 5 a.m. in the morning? It's 8 o'clock his time. You want to know why your game plans on both sides of the ball wobble? Because you got coaches preparing the game plan from information given to them from the front office of the Philadelphia Eagles. Shame on Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman. Sounds like an internal shit show. No, I'm going to bring up, Joseph, I'm going to ask you guys a question here. We're playing real games of fantasy ball. Let me ask you something here. You see, you think anybody would have the balls in the Philly media to talk the way I do? Never happen. Maybe Seth. The rest of them, never. Remember, you got to get your key fob. You got to get your key fob. Okay? Let me ask you something here. That's the most important question that I could ever ask Philadelphia Eagle fans. Where's that topic page? Let me ask you this. Do you think the Eagles, do you think that they would rather have control of the culture in the building or win a Super Bowl? Big Sil's the realest in the industry. Much love. Respect to you. Thank you, brother. How you doing? Please put Howie back. No, because he's winning to a point. Analytics cost you the Super Bowl 10 months ago. Do you think that the culture in Philadelphia, do you think that they would rather have complete control of the coaches, the roster, and everything versus having an opportunity to win a Super Bowl? I think now the Super Bowl win is the worst thing ever happened to the Eagle front office because now they want complete control. They will never let anything like Chip Kelly ever walk into a building like that ever again. It's why they hire inferior coaches, inferior coordinators. They want everyone in the sandbox. This completely makes so much sense. You know, I've had an epiphany this week on how you guys do business. It's kind of a shame in a way. You get in your own way of success. You got talented players that win a Super Bowl. Get this, you're better than 17, except where it counts the most, putting players in the proper position to win. Think about that. You got better players today than you did then, and you can't figure it out. What's that about? No one cares if they win. Picking. You know what clouds that? 10-2. But when you get into games like San Francisco and you watch the money that John Lynch bet at linebackers and running back and corners and safeties, and you see the massive difference? Yeah. Do you know that's what it was? Do you know how he was exposed by the Niners? Wasn't the Eagles. We all knew that. What did we not know this? One day, the lack of linebackers and safety and poor corner play was going to play a factor. Did we not know that? If you didn't, you're lying to yourself. The NFC, get this. Let me show you something here. Okay? I listen to WIP in the morning, Big Sales in the afternoon. Thank you very much, Matt. Let me show you something here. So, does anybody believe Eagles and 49ers, and then, watch this, the 3 seeds, the Lions, the 4th seeds, the 6-6 Falcons, the Cowboys, the Vikings, and the Packers. You could beat those guys with Marcus Mariota. I was probably exposed by the world, but guys like us knew what was coming. It was only a matter of time. By the way, do I think you guys could go 13-4 this year? Yep. Do I think you're going to win a Super Bowl? Nope. You get in your own way of success. There's too many voices in the building. Look at this. How many teams in the NFC do you think really have a shot at the Super Bowl? Cowboys think they do. They don't. Eagles, Niners. Rest of them are bums. The bum. I mean, do you fear the Falcons? Here. Packers, Niners. They're going to annihilate them. Vikings, Lions. I guess. Cowboys, Falcons. And can I tell you, Tone, I wonder if you subscribe to this. Do you know what the problem is with the AFC? Can I tell you? And I'm going to make it very easy for you to land on the pod I want you to land on. Why do you think there's no complete teams in the AFC? I'll give you a few seconds. Only a matter of time before Jalen speaks up. Joseph, why would he? Makes $50 million. How many quarterbacks do you see in the NFL today that make that kind of money speak up? There you go, Tone. Tone's got it right out of the gate. Why don't you see? There you go, RTF. You pay all. Tua, $18 million, going to make 50. Ravens, 50. Chiefs, 50. Jags, rookie contract. He'll make 50. And then you get down to the Steeler guys. Okay? Missed on quarterback. Colts, drafted a quarterback injured. Browns, Watson, $260 million. Texans, rookie quarterback. Broncos, $260 million. Not really a complete team in Denver. And you got the Bills with far not a complete team. You're paying all them quarterbacks over in the AFC. No wonder they don't have. Why do you think the Kansas City Chiefs have nobody on offense but Travis Kelce? Because they're paying Mahomes $55 million. Yeah, get this. There's two things in the NFC that are saving graces. Jalen's contract doesn't kick in until March 17th, I believe, 2024. Now, the signing bonus was prorated, but his base salary's not this year. He's still on that rookie deal. And Brock Purdy makes $937. He'll make $937 next year. You know, like I said, you know Brock Purdy makes less than Nicholas Morrow? How much latitude do you think John Lynch has on being able to bring in a guy in any position that they need, like a Chase Young or a Christian McCaffrey? Because you're not paying the guy. You know the best thing ever really to happen? You know, there's one saving grace in the Trey Lance deal. Hey, would you rather lose 3 ones or would you rather lose salary cap space? Think about that. If you land on Purdy and Purdy goes on to be a star quarterback, it kind of nullifies that, doesn't it? He nullifies it. But you know what you don't want? You don't want cap hell. You don't want cap hell. Dude, Jalen Hurts is still on a rookie salary this year. His prorated bonus went into effect this year. He's got 1 more year on that deal. It was an extension. Do you think it's more important for Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman to have complete control of the roster or to win a Super Bowl? What's more important to ask your... You would never get this question asked in that city. I'd be taken off the air the next segment. What do you think is more important to the Eagle management? Having complete and 100% control or winning a Super Bowl? Big picking. I don't think it's just the roster. Let me ask you this, guys. Take me to 17. How many weeks did it take you to settle in that you'd won a Super Bowl? How many weeks did that take? 2? Shit. We did it. Shit. We did it. Now you're in a position because you see more talent and a better team. Ask yourself something here with this team. Why in the world is the organization, they're in their own way here. This is a sign that coaches had no say in what they needed to retool the team. Sean Desai, in my opinion, is probably a great coordinator. You know, Tone said something about a month ago. Isn't it ironic that in the second half, you see a better Philadelphia Eagle team when it comes to play calling? Why do you think that is? Because you adjust away from the analytics, and you have to go with what's going on in game. And the coaches, I think the Eagles are coaches half the game. I think the first part of the game is the front office. And I mean the analytics guy, Alex Halaby and his crew. From the intel they give the coaches. Then when they go into halftime, because you know why? The analytic guys aren't in the locker room then. They're not in the locker room. Those guys are in there, and you know what they're doing? They're actually putting the game plan together on what's happening in front of them. How many Mondays are we going to do this? Right, Tone? How many Mondays are we going to continually say this? Why are they playing 10 yards off the ball? Why are they playing 10 yards off the ball? Why are they playing 10 yards off the ball? Why are they playing 10 yards off the ball? It seems that it's been going on for 2.5 years. That's an analytical decision. Any coach in his right mind, or how about this? Any human in their right mind, you get punched in the face, you duck. Not the Eagles. They like getting punched in the face. Boom, 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 boom. Guess what? They're hoping you don't land one. That's not really a strategy when you play great teams. Look at the teams that have beaten them. Kansas, the two most notable losses have been San Francisco and Kansas City, obviously, in the Super Bowl. Okay? Second half, out-coached, out-analyticked. Basically out-coached because Andy was coaching from the sidelines. The Eagles coach from the press box. Going into Dallas, you're playing the refs, the league, the Cowboys, and your own front office for a half. You know, Tease, I don't know if it's out-coached. I just think there's two, like I said. Look, here. Seth Joyner said something. You got to go back and listen. Listen to me and listen to what he said. By the way, I sent the text to Seth. He couldn't believe what Frank Reich told me. Couldn't believe it. He says, that's how they do business. I go, but that's a league thing, Seth. I don't think it's just isolated to the Eagles. I think they do that in Cleveland. I think they do that everywhere. However, certain coaches have more autonomy. Why do you think Nick falls on the sword for his coordinators all the time? Because it's not the coordinator's fault. It's the information they're getting. How about this? Think about this. Tone, anybody, if you go to the Eagle website, the analytic guys have been in the building for 15 to 16 years. They move coaches out more than they do the analytic guys. Why is that? Because those people are more important to Howie than coaches. That's by design. Hey, man, I hate to sometimes pull the onion back on people because you know what you're doing here? Because the 49er game, I'm off the 49er game, but what the 49er game did was really give me an insight of how you prepare and how you put intel together for a game plan. Were they tired with fatigue? Yes. Could they be better than them on January 5th? Of course. So I always battle you guys with that stupid record conversation. Doesn't really matter. Every week is a different proposition on what team is going to be better than the other team. Depends on personnel and matchups. Has nothing to do with that. Dude, the record only indicates two things, and only two things that matter with the record: winning a division and home field. The rest of it, when it comes to game days and Sundays, has no bearing. You could see a Packer team beat Kansas City in Green Bay. Is Green Bay better than Kansas City? No, but that Sunday they were. I can't believe people can't see this. You don't look at Mike. Mike goes, you really don't believe what you do. I didn't say it, Mike. Your offensive coordinator that won you a Super Bowl did. Yeah, good luck to you too, Mike. Go listen to those flag waivers. See, Mike is one of those denied. He's one of those guys that sit and listen to people talking bullshit to him when the offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles that helped you win a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback is telling you how it is, and he don't want to hear it. Easy. It's okay. Dude, I didn't know it. I only assumed it. See, Chris goes, you are what your record is. Really? That didn't play out Sunday, did it, Chris? Look at a guy like Chris here. You are what your record says you are, Parcells. Hey, Chris, how's that record versus San Francisco? San Francisco's better than you today, and they're 9-3. And you're better than them because you're 10-2 and just took an ass beating? See, that's what Chris thinks. Chris thinks because they're 10-2, they're still better than the Niners on a Thursday after getting killed. Well, who are you, Dallas? Chris thinks that the Eagles are better than the Niners now because they're 10-2 after getting throttled. By the way, he may be kidding, but I do believe there's a large portion of your fan base that believes that. Excuse me, Mike, I apologize. Please forgive me. Mike, please forgive me. Thank you for being here. I apologize. Happy holidays to you, brother. Okay? I apologize. We're going to look at individual matchups, and I'm going to show you how preposterous this is with your front office. We're going to go head-to-head matchups. Who has the advantage? Position for position. Okay? And by the way, before I get into it, your quarterback is the most pathetic, the most ridiculous, the most disgraceful, the most what? I'm going to stop. You know why? Because you probably think I'm really thinking this about Jalen. I think that's what the media actually thinks of him. I've never seen a guy beat more big-time quarterbacks in my life. He loses one game, and they took a freaking shit all over him this week. We haven't played a single game this year that we couldn't have lost. I mean it. Jalen Hurts is covered horrifically in the NFL. Disrespected. Okay? Hold on. ARS, I was trying to make a point on how some people look at him. They disrespect him. They shit on him. The media, not the players in the league. I've never seen a guy beat the top quarterbacks in the game. I'll tell you this. If Dak Prescott had beaten all those guys that Jalen has beaten, it'd be a runaway MVP. It'd be a runaway MVP. That's right, Keon. Keon's right. Dude, they've been waiting for this. That's right, JoJo. I don't think it phases them. You know what? I'm starting to get like Tone. You know what you guys are doing to me? I feel like I got to defend this freaking kid every week now. For the preposterous way that they talk about how Dak is playing. Dak is playing well. Okay? He's playing well. You can't deny the numbers. We're going to look at the Cowboys too. But Jesus, criminy. It's one thing to play well. It's another thing to beat great quarterbacks. What would you rather have? So they got, watch this. Is losing to the Niners the way you did an indictment on the team? No, it's an indictment on Howie, not retooling the defense. Get this. That loss on Sunday doesn't indict the 10-2 team. It does not. That's an overall body of work this year. Hey, did you have one bump and one shitty bump? Yeah. Jesus criminy. San Francisco had 3 of them. Dallas has had horrible bumps. Think about Dallas. Dallas got beat by 32 points by the team that beat you. San Francisco has beaten Dallas and Philadelphia a total of 55 points. I'd be more concerned with the gap that team has over you two. And I think San Fran can figure. I think Philly can figure their bullshit out. I don't think Dallas can. I can't believe how poorly Jalen Hurts is covered. I'm trying to think, has there been a quarterback that has been covered worse? Oh, Cam, because he was black. But he did win an MVP. Who else? A quarterback, Brady early maybe, I don't know, because everyone was in love with Manning. But nothing like this with disrespect, week in and week out. I'm venting here a little bit because it's obnoxious. I watched shows all day today. All I heard was Dak Prescott this, Dak Prescott this, the Cowboys are this. Wow, can you believe how good? I'm like, this is a meaningful game. This is the biggest game in Dak Prescott's life. Jalen Hurts is more accomplished than Dak Prescott is, and he's only been a starter for 2.5 years. Put that in your hat. Put that in your hat. You know how sometimes I match him up versus other guys that have won? Well, let's do it against a guy who hasn't won. So let me get this right. In 2.5 years, he's got just as many playoff wins as Prescott, who's been in the league 9 years. I don't know. And he's been in an NFC title game and won it. I mean, if Dak Prescott had Jalen Hurts' resume, he'd be in the Ring of Honor. He'd be in the Ring of Honor. If Jalen Hurts played in Dallas, do you think the national media would – how do you think the national media would look at him if he was a quarterback for the Cowboys? I'm going to show you why your front office is going to cost you a Super Bowl this year. Okay. Look, I wrote them all down here. Advantages, every position going into this game on Sunday, even with that shitty defense. Quarterback, Dak or Jalen? I'm going Hurts. Check. Who's he beaten? Who's he beaten in 9 years? That guy's lost to Stetson Bennett. No, not Stetson Bennett. What was it? Trevor Siemian. Trevor Siemian he's lost to. Now, this will be interesting here. Tony Pollard or DeAndre Swift? Who would you give the advantage to on Sunday? By the way, Pollard's on pace for 60 catches this year. Okay? And about 1,400 yards of total offense. You think that's a push? One guy's on pace for 1,000, the other guy 1,000. One guy's going to get 60 catches. That's pretty significant. Okay? You think it's Swift? Prince goes Pollard. I'm going to go Swift. By the way, many of you know, I'm not biased here. That's why you get clarity here. There's no Eagle, nothing here. This is clarity. CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown. I don't really think that's a conversation. Now, if you want to move CeeDee to number 2, A.J. Brown. So far, 3 in a row. Devontae Smith, Brandon Cooks. 4 in a row. Michael Gallup, versus Quez. I'm going to take Michael Gallup here. You had to go all the way down to the third wideout to have an advantage. Not in running backs or quarterbacks. You had to go down to the third wideout. Jake Ferguson, I like this kid. But is he Dallas Goedert? Not a chance. Tyron Smith and Jordan Mailata. This is a pretty close one here. Tyron Smith's a really good football player. Okay? Tyron Smith's a good football player. Tyron Smith or Jordan Mailata. Push. Tyler Smith. Dickerson. I think Landon Dickerson's tremendous. Center. What's his name? Beatis? Kelsey. I'm going Kelsey. Even though he didn't play well against San Fran. Big Sill speaking facts today about the front office. Right guard. Zach Martin. Going to Hall of Fame. Lane versus Terrence Steele. I think Terrence Steele's a good player. Is he Lane? Oh. Absolutely not. So, in this Dallas game, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see here. And there's a push. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 advantages for Philly. 2 for Cowboys and 1 push. You completely have a better offense than that team. Completely. It's really not close. Look, I'll say this to you. I don't think your offensive line has been dominant this year, but it's better than Dallas's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 for Dallas, 1 push. There's 11 starters, boys. And girls. You completely own them. Let's go to defense. This is where the gap gets closed a little. DeMarcus Lawrence, Brandon Graham. DeMarcus Lawrence is better in this stage of Brandon Graham's career. He's better. Albeit he's only on pace for 6 sacks. I don't think it's by a lot, but he's better. Jonathan Hawkins versus Jordan Davis. Hawkins is good. Davis is better. Here's my problem with the Cowboy thing here. Ozzie at right tackle, but you got Fletcher and Jalen. You know, you got Fletcher and Carter that you could start that are better. Get this, the Cowboys, right defensive tackle would be the third team guy, the third team defensive tackle in Philly. That's how much of an advantage you have because of Fletcher Cox and Jalen Carter. Mozzie Smith was supposed to make some sort of difference. He's made nothing. He's got 10 tackles on the year so far. Advantage, Philly. I think Dorrance Armstrong's a good player. Is he Josh Sweat? Nope. 3 of the really 4 because you got 2 guys at right tackle. So your front 4, you're better than them. You're better than them in the front 4 in defense, and you're better than them in the offensive line. What are you thinking about with Dallas here? Hey, guess what you guys need to start doing? F Dallas. You're better. That's what San Fran did. Get your balls back. Get your balls back. You lost them in San Francisco's game. Get them back. You're better than that team. Act like it. What is wrong with people? Damn, you guys moped around all fucking week. Moped around about San Francisco all fucking week. Get your balls back. You're better than that team. What is wrong with you? Here, guys, bitching and moaning till Thursday when you're better than the team you're going to play for the division lead. Shut up. You are better. I'm sick and tired of listening to whining. If that's San Francisco week, hey, I'm concerned. Dallas? So you're going to limp into that game with a weak-ass mentality, and after you got beat, you're going to lose. You need to get your balls back. You need 2 things in this Dallas game. Your balls and your attitude. What's wrong with you? You're better than them up and down the freaking line. Watch this. Okay, the kid Damian Clark is a good ball player. Okay? Over Zach, he's better. But their linebacking core is nothing to write home about. Shaq Leonard, middle linebacker, he's going to get the start. Is he better than the kid Bell? Yeah. But still, how do you know? Because he is. Remember something. Shaq Leonard wasn't waived because he sucks. Shaq Leonard was waived because the Colts couldn't rely on his health. You're hoping to catch magic in a bottle here. You're desperate at the position. Hey, let me ask you this. Would you be willing to make a desperate move with a guy who's an all-pro and has Pro Bowl talent versus a guy who didn't? Wouldn't you make that gamble? I would. Wouldn't you? Silsey got hurt. Okay. Well, he took a swing. Dude, at least Howie takes swings. Jerry doesn't. Jerry doesn't. I'm going Shaq Leonard. Micah Parsons and Reddick. Look, you got to go Parsons. He's more complete. Reddick is the best defensive football player you have. But you got to go Parsons here. I know. Sales, who's a better pass rusher? I think Reddick is. Who's a better player? Parsons is. It sucks, but it's true. Stephon Gilmore, Bradbury. Let me ask you this. So Bradbury has had a horrible year. Mike Evans, Puka, Kupp, CD, Diggs, Lamb. I mean, shit, have I missed anyone? Yeah. The kid in Washington. What's his name? Terry McLaurin. Who Stephon Gilmore played again? Keenan Allen. Do I think that Stephon Gilmore's playing better? I do. Big Seal's got Philly 500 fired up. Ran through a wall at work. We are stomping the star. I'm fired up. Hey, Philly, tell the people on your show, get their ass together and stop moaning and crying. Get your balls back. Get your balls back, Philly. Honest to God, I'm sick and tired of whining. By the way, you're not bitching and crying about San Francisco because that's not what you do. But, dude, you get your ass kicked, get the frick up off the mat. Hey, you keep quoting me, Rocky. Well, get up. Get up. What do you want, to stay down on the mat? Man, I can't believe what I'm listening to all week long. It's kind of really a sad state. This is freaking Dallas week, and you're still moaning about getting your head kicked in. Go in there like Leonidas went in there with 300 against the Persians and build the wall with bodies of Persians. Okay? That's my kind of leader. I'm not taking any shit or any names or anything. I don't give a shit what you do, what you put in front of me, what obstacles you have in front of me. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to have a mentality that I'm going to rip your throat out. I'm not letting Dallas off the mat. And guess what you'll do in the end? You'll bury their season. They'll go on a 3-game losing streak. How'd you like to set Dallas in the rear view and won't have to worry about them at all? Sunday's the Cowboys season. Hope? Belief? Division lead? Maybe a fight for home field? All could be taken away with one crunching blow. Are you not entertained? I don't even know what to do with this one here with Gilmore and Bradbury. Bradbury's had a tough season. That entire defense has had a tough season. I'm going to go push here. Jaron Curse is better than Kevin Byard. Okay? He's a better player right now. I also really appreciate the info you got about how the game works. The info about Frank was really eye-opening. It makes sense, complete sense. It connects the dots. And I'm going to connect the dots here again for you here. Malik Hooker and Reed Blankenship. Hey, do you want to know who the lead guy is? Hey, Tone, am I right when I say this? Philly 500, am I right when I say this? Is Reed Blankenship the lead vote getter for the Pro Bowl in the AFC or the NFC? Is he the leading vote getter? Is he the leading vote getter at that position for free safety? Shit. Malik Hooker's good. I'm going to go Reed, even though I don't think he's been playing all that hot. Deron, Bland, and Slay. You're going to be stunned. I'm going to take Slay. I think Deron Bland is a one-year wonder with 5 pick sixes. You take the 5 pick sixes away. Is he good? It's almost like Gardner Johnson. Poor fits, out of position, and can be beat. If you take the pick sixes away, is he good? That kid Kyle Hamilton from Notre Dame. I think that Kyle Hamilton, right? Is that the kid from the Ravens or Washington? I think it's Washington. right? Ravens, that's right. So let's take a look at this here. Okay, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 of the 22 that I just made comparisons against. 14 of the 22. You've got more than half of Dallas's advantages going into this game. What are you whining about? What are you doing? What are you doing? Texas boy goes like this. Imagine saying you would take Sileo over Bland. I saw DK Metcalf beat the living piss out of him. And you just wait till AJ gets a hold of him again and kills him. Dude, Deron Bland's not a good player. He's a lucky player. Like Gardner Johnson was a year ago. Out of position most of the time. I don't think Deron Bland's a good player. I think he's solid. I think he's okay. But to say that this guy is a player of the year candidate, give me a break. I think the guy's a tool. Devontae Smith worked Bland in the last matchup. Worked him. He couldn't cover him. So see what that guy thinks, that Texas fan? That Texas fan thinks that Deron Bland is really a great player. No, he has 5 really great plays this year. The rest of them, every wide receiver that you line up on that guy kills him. But you really haven't played that many. Hey, Texas boy, you're going to get a good taste of it over the next couple weeks. How you doing? Now, this goes back to what Philly was saying. How can you have all the advantages going into the Cowboy game and your game plan looks shitty? How can you do that? Because your front office makes that game close. Your front office keeps them in the building. See, what people like Michael and other people don't understand about numbers in the NFL. Hey, Michael, where in the world do you think you get your game plan and your analytics from? From what you've done all year. Statistical data. It's like when you are on Twitter. Michael, like when you're on Twitter and you're liking hot chicks with big asses. What does Twitter do? Twitter sends you pictures of Texas chicks with big asses. More on your Twitter page. Because it's a trend that you like chicks with big asses. That's a trend. Okay? So when Michael is putting all his, likes and he clicks on Morgan with a big ass from Arlington, okay? Twitter's going to send you more of Morgan from Arlington and from Fort Worth and from Plano with big asses. Look at Joe. How do you know about my Twitter feed? See, the Texas guys don't understand. Those are trends. Okay, like when you click on Michael, girls with cannolis, they're going to send you pictures with girls with cannolis. Okay? And a set of koyons. That's what they're going to do. That's a trend. I probably gave you more information than you needed to know on that last one. Hey, Texas boy, you want to know what's even more awful for you? Big Sills wore your hat. I wore your helmet. How you doing? Oh, hey, should I show it to him, guys? Hey, Texas guy, you should kiss my ass every day you're in here. Every Cowboy fan that's in here should kiss my ass. I was there when your dynasty started, Junior. I was in the building. I started games for you. How you doing? Hey. And by the way, I thought wearing your hat was like wearing, I don't know, a regular old helmet. Wasn't anything special to me. Sills feed, Analytics, Sirianni, Dean Schwimp. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. You mean he wore a Cowboy helmet? I can't believe it. You mean Tom Landry signed him? Yeah. All right. We're going to stay in your front office here. Okay? We're going to talk a little Howie Roseman here because he's got some work to do here. And the game plan on Sunday. And how I think the analytics people, this is what we have to start doing now, guys. How will the analytics people look at the Cowboy game? And how will we look at the Cowboy game as human beings? Okay? I think it's two totally different. Okay? Hey, Texas guy, it's okay. You click on chicks with big fat asses in Arlington. Not a problem. You know, nothing wrong with that, man. Big girls need loving too, homie. Twitter knows it, man. That's why they send you all that. All good, my friend. It's all good. Don't worry about it. You don't need to cry or do anything here. Players Howie's going to have to replace, too. We're going to take a look at that. And I also want to throw some numbers out at you on Jalen Hurts. Don't forget, this Saturday, Big Sills is leaving the building. Yes, the friendly confines. And I'll be at King of Prussia from 3:30 to 5:30. And we're going to be giving Eagle tickets away, I believe, for the Christmas Day game. And we're inviting you to come out there. We're going to do a special hour show, I think it is. I'll put all your asses on if you come out there. We'll sit out there, have a good time. Can't wait to see all you guys. You know, the one shitty thing about our setup here is that I can't hear you guys. It'll be great to press a palm with you dudes. My aunt's like, holy shit, you haven't been out in public in 4 years. And I go, I know, man. I don't really like to go. I don't really go in public that much. Okay. Sills was a Haiti Cowboy to become one of our own. Dude, I didn't give a shit about wearing a helmet. I didn't care. That didn't matter to me. I wanted to play for Coach Landry because he played for my uncle, Andy Robustelli, with the Giants. It's the only reason I went. No other reason. No other reason. Also, some of the great Hooters bucks that you're going to have during this Christmas time, Santa bucks. These are great $5 gift cards that you can put into stockings. Hooters to go to all the, stores from Rhode Island down to Jersey, down to King of Prussia, where we'll be on Saturday. The happy hours, Monday through Friday, 4 to 6, 6 items, $6. Try the fried pickles. Wing Wednesdays, $19.83, all you can eat. Kids eat for free on Saturday. NortheastTutors.com. That's NortheastTutors.com. Tone's going to join us at 3:30. I can't wait to talk to him. Also, Jason Cole at 4:30. Eric Allen is on the ballot. I'll tell you how that process is going. We had Rick Gosselin on the other day. You ready for this, guys? Hey, you want to hear this? I got 5 Hall of Fame voters that are going to vote for Eric Allen. I found out I need 12 for him to get on it and get put in the Hall of Fame. Roughly 12 to 13 or 14, somewhere in there we need. Okay, we got 5 now. Got a couple months here, but we got 5. Okay? All right. Hit the like button. Hour 2 is coming up. Keep it here on National Football Show.
Football and Hooters, the perfect pair.